Good evening, SFL Nation, and welcome to Annapolis, Maryland, the site of tonight's matchup between two teams who are looking to bounce back from last week's results. It's the Annapolis Navigators hosting the Ottawa Cavalry. With the Commissioner Cameron Irvine back in SFL headquarters, this is T-Roy Games. And my partner tonight is the great Alden Bleeker. And everybody, let's set the stage for this contest. Both teams lost last week. Annapolis is entering tonight's contest 2-1, while Ottawa's looking to get their first win of the season. Alden, how's it going, my friend? And what are your thoughts for tonight's game?
I am doing fantastic. I think we've got a great game on tap tonight. Well, as you said, Ottawa looking to get that first win, 0-3 in their first three, but none of their games have been that they've lost, I should say, have been blowouts. All within less than 10 points. Annapolis, meanwhile, are in the middle of the pack, really looking to break out. It's going to be an interesting opportunity for both of these teams to really kind of define the rest of their season.
Well, let's get ready to find out who will get off the schneid. Can Ottawa end their three-game losing streak, or will Annapolis return to their winning ways? It is time to begin Week 4 action in the SFLm as we have begun. Johansson has kicked it off and is being returned to the 26-yard line by number 17, Goldie Morrison. And let's go over the offensive stars for the Navigators. Starting off with the quarterback, Michael Brown. The running backs are Chris Grant Jr. and Brad Taylor Wright. Wide receivers, Johan Sutherland, Kenny Hendricks, and Goldie Morrison. Tight ends are Romeo June, Keandrin Quinzel Jones, and the kicker, Louis Mansour. Those are your offensive stars of the Navigators, wearing black helmets, black jerseys, and green pads. And that pass is thrown and caught for a 9-yard gain at the 35-yard line of Annapolis. Let's go over the defensive stars for Ottawa. At defensive line, the tackle, Raph Leopold. The linebackers, Tommy Welbook Bussey, Dusty Kilbrew, and Logan Thornburg. Kippa Jones and Roy Towers are your corners. Your safeties are Devontae Moore, Matt Ryan, and J.J. Winfield. Those are your defensive stars for the Cavalry as they face the 2nd and 1. And that'll be a carry to the league's lead rusher, Chris Grant, and he's off to the races, and he's carrying people to the 41-yard line of the Cavalry. And we just see why Grant Jr. is the league's leading rusher entering this week's action.
Well, I was looking for an opportunity to talk about Chris Grant Jr., but I mean, just taking it upon himself there, 413 yards across 3 games, 137 rushing average per game, his longest 30. I mean, he threatened to break his own record right there on that play.
And that's a great splash play for the Navigators to now have a 1st and 10 at Ottawa's 41. Offset eye to the right of Brown. It'll be a play action. Throw it to the middle, and it's caught for a 9.5-yard gain by Goldie Morrison, who caught the first pass of this drive, is now 2nd inches.
Yeah, and as much as it rightfully has been made about Chris Grant Jr.'s talent, I mean, Michael Brown has been no slouch either. 70% completion, 210 passing yards per game. So this is a very dynamic offense for Annapolis.
High formation. And this will be another carry for Chris Grant, and he is stopped short of the first down. Tackle made by Logan Thornburg. It'll be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, and just nowhere to go up the middle. And I really think that's what you've got to do with such a great rusher as Chris Grant Jr. is just close those windows before they open.
We go 2-2 with Chris Grant Jr. as the lone setback. Ottawa looks like they're going to blitz, but they decide to back off. This will be a pass to the middle, and it's deflected by Thornburg again, and it'll be 4th and inches.
Yeah, and this is just a great defensive possession by Ottawa. A very promising start for them. You have 2 big plays that really kind of start this drive and start to threaten you here, and they respond well, and looks like Annapolis might go for it here.
Now, normally they will try to have the opposing team jump off sides, but it's 4th and inches. They may actually go for it. We got 8 seconds left in the play clock. Ottawa doing a great job being disciplined. And looks like they're going to burn a timeout. I'm actually kind of shocked that Annapolis didn't go for it with a running back that's leading the league in rushing. All you need is half a yard, but they will settle for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, not only do they have the tools to do it, I mean, it's very early in the game to be burning a timeout like that.
Coach is not happy. He's probably saying, you should have gone for it. Well, here we go. 4th and inches. This will be potentially a 48-yard attempt by Mansour. As the Navigators looking to strike first. Again, the Navigators are wearing black helmets, black jerseys, and green pants. Ottawa, pewter helmets, white jerseys, and pewter pants. And the kick is on the way, and it is good. Annapolis strikes first. It's 3-0 with 8:48 left in the first quarter. And if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, it's football for everyone. As Mansour kicks it off, and it's fielded inside the 10. And we have a penalty on the play returned by Ryan Davis. Will it be the infamous clipping call? We'll find out. It is. And they will take the penalty, clipping penalty made by Jamal Carter, the non-contract wide receiver. And we see why he doesn't have a contract with that huge penalty there on him. Let's go over the offensive stars for Ottawa real quick. The quarterback is Tyreek McCall. Running back, Dwayne Simmons. Wide receivers are Henry McGee, Ryan Davis, and Dariquez Iniguez. Tight ends are Zami Mihata and Abab Reese II. The tackle, Ray Arnold. Those are your offensive stars for the Cavalry. It's now 1st and 10. Pass over the middle, and it's deflected right away. And that is the non-contract linebacker, Dan Diedrich, who was doing that all game last week against Lincoln. Let's go over the defensive stars for Navigators real quick. The defensive tackle is Stephen Forbes. Linebackers are Wolf Highwind and Mo John Tanna. Mo Cool. Corners are Nick Twice and Luke Schreiner. Safeties are Ibari, Amen England, and Will Stern. And safety is Strike Bader. Those are your defensive stars for Navigators. It's 2nd and 10. And there'll be a pass over there. Nice lob. And it's picked off. And that was a dangerous pass right from the start. Pass is picked off by number 43. That's Will Stern. That's his second interception, the two-way player from Vancouver.
And we didn't get an opportunity to say it yet, but Annapolis, this is part of how they've been so dangerous all season long, is their ability to just hound the ball all game long. And they get the ball back again with yet another interception deep in enemy territory. And this is a fantastic setup for Chris Grant Jr. here.
And as you see, averaging 12.5 yards per carry. It's 1st and 10 at the 19. They're inside the red zone. And there'll be a swing pass to Grant. He definitely got room to roam. Catching defenders. He will not go down. Be 1st and goal at the 1-yard line after that great pass.
And that is just a great example of what having such a versatile running back on your team can do for you. You know, that's a big part of the success of the passing attack for Annapolis so far this season. I mean, Chris Grant can run, but you see he's got those steady, reliable hands, and he just takes it to the outside on the swing pass and gets some big chip yardage past the 1st down marker, and it's all of a sudden it's 1st and goal.
Annapolis is looking to make Iowa pay for that bad pass. Chris Grant Jr. had a huge reception on the previous play, and he will get the ball here, and he goes up the gut and scores. And Annapolis will extend their lead. It's now 9-0 after that touchdown run by Grant, his 2nd of the season.
Well, Annapolis really playing with a chip on their shoulder, you know, had to be content with a field goal to start with, but their defense is all over the ball, and they get this ball back right away. They get themselves set up in a good situation. and it pays off for Annapolis. Chris Grant Jr. putting up 6 points in 2 plays. What a fantastic offensive unit performance by Annapolis here so far.
Yes, first possession resulted in a field goal. Second possession after interception by Will Stern results in a 1-yard Chris Grant Jr. touchdown run. And bad snap, but the kick is on the way. The extra point is good. It's now 10-0 with 8:12 left in the first quarter. And Alden, as you mentioned before, it was a great start by the Navigators. A off pass from Tyreek McCall. What do you think that the Cavalry can do to make up from the previous possessions in horrible result?
Well, I think it starts with the mental aspect of the game. You know, you gave up you're feeling good after that field goal, and then you give up an interception and give up a touchdown, but you really gotta, bounce back and do what you can. You know, that drive is not going to define you for the rest of the game. And Ottawa gotta look at this as their new first drive of the game.
And the game's still young. That return was by Davis. Tackle made by Shane Cook, the backup tight end for the Navigators. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 24. We'll see if Tyreek McCall can shake off the rush. They got a I formation. 1st and 10. And Samuels will get the carry, breaks the tackle, and then gets hit in the wrist by Diedrich. A 5-yard gain, and that's a good start to this opening set of downs.
Yeah, and Dwayne Simmons really showing some power up the middle there, and perhaps a little shy to throw our Ottawa after giving up that interception. But if they can do this, just chip away 5 yards at a time, it'll take them a while to get to the end zone, but they'll get there eventually.
And we got trips formation to the near side, one wide receiver to the far side. It'll be passed in the middle, and it's caught for a first down by Davis. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Strike Bader led the combo tackle there.
And it's just such a great pass there by Tyreek McCall with 72% completion on the year and 275 passing yards per game. So he's such a big part of this Ottawa offense when he can succeed.
And McCall will throw it out route. Caught for a 5-yard gain by Henry McGee. And it looks like Tyreek McCall has shaken off the rust from the previous possession with 2 great passes back to back.
Yeah, and number 3 in total passing yards and passing yards per game. So, he really does have elements of that elite mentality. And again, Ottawa just chipping away a little bit at a time here.
Our I formation here on 2nd and 5. And this will be a carry for Samuels. Go up the gut, but gets stuffed for a 1-yard loss. Tackle made by number 55, Wolf Highwind. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Oh man, and that's such a tough situation for Ottawa to be set up in after they do a good job setting themselves up with the start of this play, and just tough defense by Annapolis on the run.
It's 2 and 2, and they decided to go to the ground again. That was a mistake. It gets combo tackle for a 1-yard gain. Wolf Highwind led the tackling along with Stan Deary. It'll be 4th and 5 for the Cavalry.
Well, it's going to be a punt for Ottawa, but again, when you're in a situation where you're down, you really got to look at the positives. And, Ottawa able to successfully hold on to the ball that time, able to sort of start to warm up Tyreek McCall's arm and show that they can just chip away. And I think they'll have success if they're able to continue to do that.
It's fielded inside the 20. He was able to get to the 23-yard line. That's Goldie Morrison. And then the Annapolis will start there at their own 23 for 1st and 10. And everyone, please visit the all-new league website presented by Football Shift at simulationfl.net, featuring all the league highlights, photo galleries, playoff and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more. The all-new league website, simulationfl.net. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Navigators, whose offense has been on fire so far. This will be a carry for Grant. Great job, avoiding the tackle. He was off to the races. It wasn't for an excellent tackle by number 94, Rob Gresser. Grant Jr. would have been taking that to the house, but instead it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45.
I mean, look at this run. He just finds a little bit of space, breaks one tackle, and just using his speed. I mean, that is just pure athleticism. How do you stop a man that can run that fast? That is scary for this Ottawa secondary.
I remember watching and mentioned this in last week's game for the Navigators versus the Rattlesnakes. Chris Grant Jr. kind of reminds me of DJ Moses, a very powerful running back. Good block by Brad Taylor Wright, though, to help spring him loose for that previous play. It's now 1st and 10, and Grant Jr. will get the carry. He was able to avoid his own lineman, get a 5-yard gain before he was tackled by J.J. Winfield, the person who suffered that short forearm shiver on the previous run.
Yeah, I mean that really kind of summarizes what we're talking about being so elusive. I mean, not even his own offensive line can slow him down.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a bad play, but great job by Grant Jr., who will get another carry. Does a great job bouncing to the outside, gets the first down at the Ottawa 43-yard line. Tackle made once again by Winfield, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 43.
Yeah, and just the rhythm from Annapolis, I think is so impressive. I think that's really been the key to their success on offense is how they've just kept Ottawa on their back foot pretty much the whole game.
Now, Grant Jr. has been responsible for every play so far in this drive, and he'll be getting the carry again. Breaks the tackle. No, he doesn't. Great open field tackle. It looked like Grant Jr. is going to break the tackle of number 20 for Ottawa. Didn't happen. Kipper Jones, great tackle on that play for a 1-yard gain.
And this is really what you've got to do if you're Ottawa is reestablish the rhythm of the defense. You know, send pressure. If they're going to run every time, then send pressure every time.
And that's what we're going to do again. Another run as he falls. Oh, the great block by Taylor Wright. And Grant Jr. takes it to the 16-yard line. He's getting dangerously close to 100 yards rushing in the first quarter.
I mean, yeah, Chris Grant Jr. has been on fire this first quarter. And, you know, it's as much as it's up to him. I mean, you see there just the fantastic blocks at every level of that play, just opening up space for him. And, you know, it creates those alleyways for him to run through.
Taylor Wright's trying to get into the pros himself, and with blocks like that, he'll definitely get a great look from most of the teams in the SFLm. But this carry is by Grant Jr. and he did his best job to get a 1-yard loss, but it could have been worse. Tackle made by number 94. That is Rob Gesser, excuse me.
Yeah, and finally Ottawa getting another stop there, and they really have their backs up against the wall here.
2-2. When it comes to the wide receivers, this is the first pass of the drive, and it results in another first down. And that pass is once again caught by Goldie Morrison, who's the favorite target of Michael Brown in the first quarter.
Yeah, and you know, as much as Chris Grant Jr. is a fantastic runner and, you know, a backup receiver, I mean, you know, there's only I should say there are no dedicated receivers on Annapolis that have less than 100 yards per game.
And this will be a pass to the end zone, deflected but not intercepted. Good job by Kipper Jones. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 5.
Or by 100 yards per game, I mean less than 100 yards. So I think that's really one of the big strengths of Annapolis's offense. Not only do you have these stars, you know, Chris Grant Jr. and Michael Brown, but also, you know, so many players get involved when they're succeeding.
Here we go. New fullback in there as Grant Jr. takes the carry, averaging 8.8 yards per carry. Tackle made by number 41. That's Tommy Bussey. It'll be 3rd and goal, and it looks like the defense may be bending but not breaking on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's not fun to be in a situation where, you know, holding them to a field goal is ideal, but Ottawa would be very happy with that.
Now, Zach Tracer, who was the fullback on the previous play, is now the starting running back as that pass is caught for a touchdown. We have a flag on the play. Goldie Morrison will be the recipient of that, but we got to see what Ref 62 says. Could this be a late hit?
Yeah, it looked like maybe a late hit.
Yes, it is. He said it. So that touchdown will stand. Goldie Morrison will score his first touchdown of his SFLm career, making the lead 16-0 currently here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that is such a typical play of what we've seen in Annapolis, what we've seen from Annapolis so far. Just the ability to get their hands on the ball and just kind of march down the field. I mean, Chris Grant Jr. is such a huge part of the offense there. But again, it's kind of like what we said about how dynamic Annapolis's offense has been. Because at the very end of that play, Michael Brown and the receiving core of Annapolis were able to get involved because the Ottawa defense was so keyed in on Chris Grant Jr.
So in that drive was, as you said before, Alden, start off by Chris Grant Jr. wearing them out with some long and powerful runs. Ended with accurate passes, with Goldie Morrison scoring the touchdown. It's now 17-0 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left, and Ottawa needs to have their offense catch fire quick, fast, in a hurry. As Ryan Davis is set to receive this kickoff inside the 10, he takes it to the 20, tries to juke his way to the 24, stopped by Victor Goodson, number 86 of the Navigators, and Ottawa will start there at the 24-yard line.
And Ottawa really are looking to get something out of this drive. Their previous possession with the ball, they showed that they were able to keep it secure. They showed that they were able to move it down the field, and they really are looking for something more out of this drive.
There you go. Plenty of time in the pocket for McCall. He fires over the middle, and Dietrich, the pass deflecting machine, once again bats that pass down. It was intended to Harry McGee. He'll be 2nd and 10 as Dietrich is talking a lot of smack.
Yeah, and that's really been the big defensive key point for Annapolis, is that they've just been all over all over the ball, and it's made it so difficult for Tyreek McCall to do anything really than just take whoever's open first.
2 wide receivers to the near side. This will be a swing pass to Simmons to the far side. He gets the first down. Looks like an 11-yard reception. Stop at the 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Strike Bader led the charge on that combo tackle.
Well, and it's just a fantastic use of the swing pass here. I mean, this is, effectively double coverage and just able to, go lower than it with the design screen pass, and it opens up the space to get this first down. It's a really well-designed pitch and catch by Ottawa.
Samuels is a very good receiver out of the backfield, entering this week's action with just 13 receptions. He gets the carry here, tries to lay the wood, but gets stood up at the 41-yard line. A 6-yard gain. It's now 2nd and 4 for the Cavalry.
Well, and I really like this style that Dwayne Samuels is employing. He realizes that the secondary for Annapolis is so good, so rather than just trying to outspeed them, he's just going hard-nosed style, just putting his helmet down, trying to power through. I think that's going to pay some dividends as this game continues.
Receivers to the right. Split back formation. It'll be a swing pass to Sammons, his second reception of this drive, and it result in the first down at the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Nick twice. It's now 1st and 10 at the 48 for the Cavalry.
Well, and we talked about Ottawa, really kind of restoring their own rhythm and playing on their own rhythm. And again, we're seeing Ottawa just getting these little chunk plays, but they're starting to get to be bigger and bigger chunks. And, they're back at the 50 now.
We go 1st and 10. Looks like they're sending the blitz beside the back off. Sammons runs and gets stopped for a 1-yard loss. Combo tackle led by Stephen Forbes. It'll be 2nd and 11.
And it's possible. I mean, Annapolis really seem, talking about their defensive key points, is really trying to keep the ball for Ottawa in their territory. This 50-yard line is really kind of a defensive choke point for them.
And this will be the last play of the first quarter. It'll be another pass to Sammons, and he looks like he'll get 1 yard. He'll get that yard he lost back. Will Stern with the tackle, and that's how this first quarter will end. We'll see they're going to do a replay. Nope. And that is the end of the first quarter. Navigators scoring all 3 of their possessions. The Cavalry is trying to score their first points of the game on their 3rd possession. They're trailing 17-0. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. We're about to start the 2nd quarter with Alden Bleeker. This is T-Roy Gaines, the Commissioner Cameron Irvine's back at SFL headquarters. We are in the middle of the Cavalry's 3rd possession, and he got stuffed. Coverage sack, and then the beneficiary will be number 64, Stephen Forrest. That's his 2nd sack of his season.
Yeah, and that's really the big benefit when you've got a defense that is so adept at covering, covering downfield, is it just opens opportunities for these coverage sacks. And oh man, it's going to be such a fantastic starting field position for Annapolis.
Cavalry looked like they had something starting on offense. It looks like they had some minimum starting on offense, but they got stuffed by the Navigators right away as Goldie Morrison's getting ready to field this punt inside the 20. And get stopped at the 23-yard line. That's where the Navigators will start their next possession. And the SFL convention is coming to Cincinnati, Ohio. Hey, I know about that city. I know a lot about that city. The convention will be July 28th through the 30th for Season 21's kickoff weekend. For room reservation details and the weekend schedule, see the convention's alerts channel in the SFL Discord server. Rooms are going fast and some have already sold out. Reserve your special group rate today. We'll see you there. And right now, I see Michael Brown complete a pass to a different receiver this time. Pass is caught by Quinzel Jones, the tight end, 6'4", 240-pounder, for a 9.5-yard gain.
Yeah, you've heard of the Taste of Cincinnati. There's going to be a big sign out front of the SFL convention that just says Taste of Sim Sports. It's going to be very confusing for people that also went to Taste of Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's a very busy weekend for those working in the hotel industry. We got offsides penalty. This is automatically a first down, but Grant Jr. decides to take someone to the shallow realm, breaking that tackle. They're going to most likely take the yards. We're just going to see Ref 62 just go ahead and make this official. And Chris Grant Jr. gets the first down as they declined the penalty. Penalty was on number 98, Buster Ramirez of the Cavalries. Now 1st and 10 for the Navigators.
Yeah, and just such a tough play. Just such a tough place by Chris Grant Jr. to just run it up the middle there.
We're in 2 and 2. Pass over the middle again. Caught.
Ooh.
Great dot by Michael Brown. Pass is caught by number 47, Shane Cook. It'll be another first down.
Yeah, and this is what we mean. Don't sleep on Michael Brown just because Chris Grant Jr. is having such a good game. I mean, it's such a valid secondary option for Annapolis to have these passing plays in their playbook, especially when Chris Grant is having such a good game, because again the defense can sometimes kind of tunnel vision on stopping Chris Grant Jr.
Let's see if Grant Jr. is going to get the carry. He will. Breaks the first tackle and carry defenders to the 35-yard line. It's going to be hard to stop this man who's been on fire. It's 2nd and 1. Another great run by Grant Jr.
Yeah, and Chris Grant Jr. has 2 first stars this SFLm season, and I would hazard that he's on his way to another. I mean, he's just been such a focal point of the offense.
Well, this time someone else is going to get the reception. That's Morrison on the out route to the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone. And the Navigators on their 4th possessions looking to get points on their 4th straight possession of the game.
Yeah, and that's another thing, to talk about is that, not only are Annapolis scoring readily, but the fact that they're able to get it into enemy territory means that even if they're not scoring a touchdown on every single drive, which they've had a pretty good, percentage rate, but it just increases how much of a deficit Ottawa have to come back from.
And they got to worry about Grant Jr. A great tackle there by number 41, Wilbook Bussey. A 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 inside the red zone.
And I think, that's really something Ottawa's, as they make their adjustments, that's really what they're looking at is how can we get it up to the 50? How can we get it past the 50? How can we get it into enemy territory? That's the tune that they're singing on that sideline.
Ooh, another neutral zone infraction. This passes to Goldie Morrison, the two-way player from Jacksonville. And we're going to see if the coaching staff and the Navigators are going to take the penalty, or are they going to give Morrison credit for that reception. They're going to accept the penalty, so it'll be a free 5 yards. Snack Lawrence, who had a great game last week, comes up with the penalty this week.
Yeah, and I think it's just as valuable for Annapolis to have the free down as it is the yardage. I think it would have been pretty close either way, to be fair.
One thing I notice about the Navigators, their offensive stars don't wear gloves. They're old school. And here's another old school run, but it's tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be third down, tackle made by number 97 of the Cavalry. That'll be Logan Thornburg. Here we go, third down. Two wide receivers to the top of your screen. And Brown will swing it out to Grant Jr. on this 3rd and 4. He gets the first down. It'll be first and go at the 8-yard line. And the Cavalry desperately needs a turnover in the worst way to stop the offense of the Navigators, who's been on fire since the jump.
Yeah, I mean, Ottawa very close to making it a 3-score game, even if they get a field goal here. Like you say, Ottawa really desperately hoping to generate a turnover here.
Navigators doing a great job bouncing back from last week's loss against Lincoln 31-25. They've been on fire, and Grant Jr. lays the shoulder charge. He's now over 100 yards rushing with 108, averaging 7.2 yards per carry. He'll be second go at the 5-yard line. Offset I towards the left. Brown's making adjustments at the line. It'll be a play action pass. It's going to fire it to Grant Jr., who was not expecting it until it was too late. Lucky that was not picked off. It's now 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that was a fantastic opportunity for Ottawa there. Just kind of sailed past the hands, pardon the pun, of Chris Grant Jr. there.
I would definitely want to hold the Navigators to at least 3 points, but could have had the chance to hold them to 0 if they would have came up with that potential interception. It's now 3rd and goal. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the top of the screen. Grant Jr. is the lone running back. And this will be a pass to the middle. It falls harmlessly to the turf, incomplete. And at least Cavalry defense could get some sort of a win on this drive. They'll force a field goal attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the nightmare scenario for Ottawa on this play is Annapolis extending their lead to 3 scores. So I think they'll be perfectly happy to have gotten a stop there.
This will be a potentially 22-yard field goal attempt. Basically, extra point here by Mansour. And the kick is up, and it's good. He's now 10 of 11 for his career. And it's now 20-0 with 5:18 left in the first half. You liking the game so far? Please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action to help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. And this is a great return by Davis, but he does get rocked at the 27-yard line. Now we'll see what the Cavalry can do to basically get themselves back in this game, not let this game get away from them before the end of the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think it all starts with Tyreek McCall and Dwayne Simmons and, really finding their rhythm. I mean, I hate to keep harping on that word, but Ottawa has really seemed offbeat all game.
And Simmons will start this drive with a carry up the middle for a 2-yard gain. Tackle made by, looks like Wolf Highwind. It'll be 2nd and 8. As we take a look at Nick twice. And the Navigators defense that's been on point since the get-go. Haven't surrendered any points yet. Tyreek take a huge step back. Needs to get rid of the ball before he gets sacked, and he does not. Stephen Forrest gets his 2nd one of the game. It'll be 3rd and 11.
And it's the exact same scenario as the last one. The Annapolis secondary just all over the Ottawa receivers. And again, it's Stephen Forbes just finding his way into the pocket and getting a coverage sack.
And it's not like the receivers have a poor height advantage. They basically have an inch or more height advantage over the corners of the Navigators, with the exception of Will Stern, who's 6'4". Now, this is a pass over the middle, caught, but not enough for the first down. And then the Cavalry, once again, will have to punt it away.
Yeah, and man, you really wonder what's got to give for Ottawa. They're showing promise on these offensive drives, but just the secondary for Annapolis is so smothering.
Navigators definitely looking strong, as Michael Brown says in the chat. Punt by Olof to Morrison, and Morrison breaks the first tackle, but then gets destroyed by Matt Ryan, the free safety, two-way player from Charleston. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Navigators. 3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first half. The Navigators have scored on every possession so far. Field goal, 2 touchdowns, and then the recent possession, another field goal. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Grant Jr. offset eye. There's another penalty. This will be a swing pass to Grant Jr., who has plenty of room to roam. He'll get the first down. Most likely they will decline that penalty. We'll see what Ref 62 says the penalty's on. They will accept the penalty. Another neutral zone infraction by Buster Ramirez. They'll decline that penalty, accept the yards, and it'll be another first down for the Navigators.
Yeah, you know, the penalty not really making a difference there, but you know, when you're down, you're really looking for any small thing that you can do to kind of turn things around. And man, Ottawa have really been shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties here.
The Ottawa Cavalry, coming into today's action, only lost their 3 games by 1 possession. It's not looking good for them right now as Grant Jr. gets the carry. What a hit! Great job by number 28. Excuse me, I'm about to give the wrong number. That's Mike Carroll, the non-contract corner. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, and that's really kind of one of those statement hits that can turn a defensive drive around.
Let's see now what happened for the Cavalry as Chris Grant Jr. will get another carry, and he definitely got the first down. Looks like Thornburg just took the wrong angle, missed his chance to get a tackle for a loss, and Grant Jr. got another first down.
Yeah, and again, we're gonna see it here. These blocks up front just creating these to call them alleyways would I think be doing a disservice to the Ottawa defense. I mean, it's just these little shafts of light that he's managing to find his way through. And I think, you know, not only is Chris Grant Jr. a fantastic athlete, but it just shows that he's got such a great vision and such a great head on his shoulders already.
4 wide receiver set for Brown. Plenty of time. Throws to Morrison. Again, the favorite target of Michael Brown. A 9-yard gain will be 2nd and 1 at the 23-yard line. This most likely should be the last play before the 2-minute warning. And we have reached the 2-minute warning right now. The Navigators is trying to score on their 5th straight possession. They have the commanding lead. It's 20-0. You're watching this SFLm on YouTube. It's 2nd and 1. 1 wide receiver to the bottom of the screen, 2 to the top. Brown sidecar left. It's like Grant Jr. sidecar left for Brown. He gets the first down before Thornburg takes him to the shouting realm with that tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 21.
Yeah, and again, just a no frills run by Chris Grant Jr. And I mean, it really seems like he can do it all today. You know, he's able to bust off these big 10, 15, 20-yard runs, but also just able to get these little, you know, 1, 2 little chunk yard plays to get across the first down.
And this time he'll get stopped for a 1-yard loss. Combo tackle by Wellbook Bussey and Warrior Towers. It'll be 2nd and 11. And it looks like the Navigators and the Cavalry are content to melt this clock away, even though the Navigators got to the line shortly after I said that. That is a 7-yard gain. Pass is caught by Quinzel Jones, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and Ottawa looking to get a stop here. You know, they haven't been able to stop Annapolis from scoring, but these past few drives they've done better and better at preventing Annapolis from outright scoring touchdowns.
This will be carried by Grant Jr., and he will get the first down. And now looks like the Navigators thinking, oh, we can potentially score a touchdown right here. 1st and goal at the 9. And Brown fires it to the middle, caught for a first down. They will decide to call a timeout. Pass is caught by Johan Sutherland. And it'll be 1st and goal at the 1. And it's looking pretty bad for the Cavalry if they don't stop him from scoring here.
Yeah, and oh man, just look at how that crossing route just carved up the Ottawa secondary. I mean, you know, again, when Chris Grant Jr. is having such a great day, it can be easy to lose sight of the small things that Annapolis are doing well, and just a fantastic route just left the receiver completely wide open.
You go for 2nd and goal at the 1. And Brown will side of throw it. It'll be a swing pass to Grant Jr. Will he get in? Yes, too easy. Another touchdown for Grant Jr., his 3rd. This time it's a receiving touchdown. And the Navigators go up. It's 26-0.
And just to emphasize the success on offense by Annapolis there, Chris Grant Jr. just taking a little one-handed stab, a little ballerina leap up into the air to pull that one down.
It seemed like both of his touchdowns were easy. The first touchdown, he went in untouched. 2nd touchdown, easy one-handed catch, as you mentioned, Alden. Extra point is good. And the Navigators has a commanding 27-0 lead with 22 seconds left on the clock. If I want to say if they did anything wrong, they left 22 seconds on the clock. They could have let that clock melt a little bit more before they scored that touchdown. But the Navigators, a great response after last week's loss against the Rattlesnakes. All phases of the game, offense, defense, and special teams have been on point. Let's see if Davis can return this for 6. Ooh, he almost did, but he gets tackled at the 39-yard line. Tackle made by number 23, Fletcher Daly. And we'll see if the Cavalry is going to try to at least get in the field goal range and potentially kick a field goal here before the quarter is over.
Yeah, with 18 seconds left on the clock in this far back, you got to try some backyard football shenanigans, some like triple flea flickers and like fake handoffs.
I don't know if the commission will be happy about that, but we'll see what happens. Oh, nice sidestep by Simmons. They do have timeouts, but they decide not to call it. 10 seconds left. I would have called a timeout here.
Yeah, this is not a very good Hail Mary formation.
It's not going to be a Hail Mary at all. It's going to be a tackle for loss, and now they call a timeout with 2 seconds left. And yeah, a head scratcher there. They're going to have to go for the Hail Mary now as we see Connie Rockefeller, the coach there. And he is not happy with McCall grabbing that face mask. Like, hey, I told you to throw the ball, man. 3rd and 8. They need one of those plays. I remember seeing this Kansas City versus Dallas in the other league where Alex Smith threw a short pass to Tyreek Hill, and he took it to the house at the end of the first half of that game. We'll see if they got something similar here. 5 wide receivers set. They're going to throw it down the field. It's caught. But first down. Oh,
Oh,
did not have the speed. Pass is caught by number 19.
what a
Uh,
heartbreaker.
that should have been a first down. Deriquez Anikas with the catch. Man, he had a chance to score. I thought it was going to be a score right there.
Man, and what a heartbreaker that didn't go all the way. Can you imagine if you called it and it immediately happened? That would have been magical.
That would have been magical, but instead, the Cavalry will get ready to regroup. They'll get the ball first to start the second half. They are trailing 27-0, and you just look at everything you see here.
Wow.
Total
Wow.
domination in every category, Alden.
Yeah, I mean, there are games where the numbers don't really tell the whole story, and I think it's safe to say that this is not one of those games. Annapolis, 3 times the offensive possession or Annapolis, excuse me, rather 3 times the possession of Ottawa, and they've just done so much with it. I mean, we're seeing this interception here that set them up for their first touchdown, and I mean, it's just been all Annapolis since. I mean, basically everything has been working for him. I mean, even Louis Mansour, also, his longest field goal of the season is 50 yards, just casually hit a 47-yarder to start off Annapolis' scoring here. No big deal.
And then it's also been the Chris Grant Jr. show and Goldie Morrison, but there's other players getting involved, like that backup tight end Shane Cook. It seemed like the offense, even though it's been mostly Chris Grant Jr. involved, it didn't feel like Michael Brown just had 136 yards passing. It felt like he had more, but that's how dominating the offense of the Navigators have been. And this is the final play of the first half where Niguez had a chance to take it to the house. Almost not really a commentator curse, but a commentator good luck there? I don't know what we would have called it.
A commentator boon? I don't know.
But we'll see if that one play will be what the offense needed to jumpstart them here in the second half, because once again, the Cavalry will get the ball first. Monster will get ready to kick off to Davis. And the second half has begun. Davis fields it inside the 5. Has gone past the 20 and gets to the 24-yard line. That's been the average starting position for the Cavalry's offense. The Cavalry, once again, wearing pewter helmets, white jerseys, and pewter pants. Moving right to left on your TV screen. The Navigators wearing black helmets, black jerseys, and green pants. Let's see what the Cavalry can do here. Trips formation to the right of McCall, one wide receiver to the left. This will be a swing pass to Salmons. Unfortunately, that pass took him off schedule there, and he gets sent to the shadow realm by Luke Schreiner. A 3-yard gain. At least that's a good start on this opening drive. 2nd and 7.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Ottawa, I talked about in that first half about having a short memory from an interception. If you're Ottawa, that first half didn't happen. You got to look up at the scoreboard like an amnesiac and be like, whoa, we're down 27 points. How'd that happen? Just start over.
There are crazy things have happened in the SFL, and that's the first down. A great route by Henry McGee, number 14. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 39. And hey, good start. Nick twice took him out of bounds. But it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavalry.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really do think that, Tyreek McCall, as much as Ottawa have struggled a bit on offense, he really can be a bright spot and has been a bright spot for them. 252 receiving yards per game on average for Ottawa. Maybe he can get involved here.
But we got that had potential for a positive and a negative reaction. But hey, pass is deflected. No harm, no foul. 2nd and 10. Pass was attended to Harry Hopper, number 81. 2nd and 10. Dwayne Salmons' sidecar left of McCall. who has two wide receivers to his left, one to the right. And he'll throw it to that one to the right, and he doesn't come up with the catch. That's that was number 19, Nicoez, who had that great catch at the end of the first half. Had the butterfingers on that play. It's now 3rd and 10.
Yeah, man, and hit Iniguez right in the hands. I mean, that is a play that ordinarily for Ottawa will get some yardage, but just, oh man, just a bit of an unlucky bounce off the hands there.
I like this matchup at the bottom screen. We'll see if they're going to go to it. Nope, coverage. No, not even coverage.
Ooh.
Oh! Just like last week, Dietrich had plenty of opportunities to come away with interceptions. Another one right there. He may have to start wearing gloves or tape on his fingers or something. This drive will end in a punt. And a promising drive just stalls out, and now the defense of the Cavalry is going to have to make a play.
Not sure what the SFL policy is on sticky stuff, but he might want to put some sticky stuff on his helmet there.
Helmet or finger, something. Morrison fields the kick, and he should just call a fair catch. Instead, the Navigators start on the 24-yard line. And everyone, have you ever wanted to be the play-by-play or analysis broadcaster on a SFL live game? The SFL is looking for passionate SFL participants or viewers like you to join the team for the minor league season and ahead of season 21's kickoff in July. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and get your voice on the call. And right now, Chris Grant Jr. got the call to carry that rock. He gets stopped by Ramirez for no gain. It'll be 2nd down 10.
Yeah, and a great job using the pressure by Ottawa to try to define the second half on defense and prevent Chris Grant Jr. from doing what he was able to do so easily in the first half.
Grant Jr. ran for over 100 yards in the first half. It's going to be offset eye to the left. Grant Jr. will run that direction. No gain. Tackle made by Snack Lawrence. It'll be 3rd and 10. And I tell you, Snack Lawrence, one of the best names in the SFLm for a non-contract player. It's 3rd down. 2 and 2. For Brown, he'll throw it to the middle, and it's picked off. Great job by the defense of the Cavalry. That's what they needed. Logan Formberg will get his first interception of this season, and that is well needed for the Cavalry there.
Yeah, that is what they have been looking for all game, and you can feel the energy kind of start to re-emerge in this stadium as now Ottawa have given themselves a chance within enemy territory here.
Now, can the Cavalry capitalize? It'll be 1st and 10 at Annapolis 36-yard line. Split back formation, 2 wide receivers to the left of McCall. Short drop back. He will swing past it to the right. Caught by Davis for a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4. They should be in field goal range now. It'll be a 47-yard attempt if they don't get any or more yards here.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, a ball possession and retention, even bigger deal than it would have been previously.
Here we go, 2nd and 4. Power I, and they'll give it to Sammons. Carries the defender to the 25-yard line for a 1st down. Tackle made by Diedrich, who was taken for a ride there. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 25.
And this is the rhythm that Ottawa have been looking for all game. Again, just a great job by Dwayne Sammons to power run, get it up the middle, get it across the first, and it's another 1st down for Ottawa.
And this will be would not be picked. 2 players had a chance to come away with that interception for the Navigators. It falls harmlessly to the turf as Davis was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, and hit as he throws, perhaps a bit lucky to even hit Ryan Davis in the hands there.
And Schreiner had a chance to get his first interception of his SFLm career. Couldn't come away with that interception. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 25. The Cavalry is definitely in field goal range now, but they were looking to get 6 points here. We'll see if they can do it. It looked like they was going to blitz, but they decided to back off, and they're going to pay for that one because Salmons breaks the tackle, gets a favorable spot. It's now 1st and 10 inside the red zone. This is the first time the Cavalry has entered the red zone.
Yeah, and it's just the vision by Tyreek McCall to see the blitz backing off, as you said, and throw this to the outside, realizing that it's going to create all this space for Dwayne Salmons. And Dwayne Salmons has had a very good offensive drive here so far.
Yes, he has. We'll see if he will get the ball here. He is offset to the right of McCall, 2 wide receivers to the left of him. Nico is to the top of the screen. They decided to throw the middle. And Dietrich with another pass deflection. He is a pass defensive machine. Another pat down.
Yeah, and you know, it's not for nothing, but you know, Annapolis, it's not just their ability to intercept the ball, but their ability to swat it down too, that makes them such a menace in the secondary.
McGee to the left of the call, who drops back. It'll be another swing pass to Salmons. And he tries to truck someone. He'll get 5 yards before he's tackled by Will Stern, the two-way player from Vancouver. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and this is really a test by Ottawa. You know, or for Ottawa, I should say. And they have, you know, a great opportunity to get on the board here and erase that goose egg. But I think they have an opportunity to be aggressive, be creative here, and potentially get even more.
Just don't throw it to Dietrich's way. They don't. It's a outrun.
Oh no!
Ryan Davis once again with the butterfingers. That could have been a first down, but they're gonna have to settle for a field goal attempt by Jacobson.
Oh boy, and that is, I believe, the third pass this game that just kind of hit an Ottawa Cavalry member in the hand, and all 3 times that were really great passes otherwise until the interception.
It's going to be a 28-yard field goal attempt, and Ottawa gets on the board. They're now trailing 27-3 with 6:59 left in the 3rd quarter. This summer, you can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com, search SFL, or through the all-new league website at SimulationFL.net. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Morrison fields the kick, and he gets stopped at the 27-yard line. Alden, have you got a chance to get your Retroid yet? Mine came earlier this week. Actually, last week.
I have not, but I've had my eye on it. You know, I'm certainly a fan of emulation and, you know, retro video games in general. I've been very impressed with the with the specs and just how, you know, stylish it is for a mobile console.
Yeah, it's going to definitely change the way, and we get to finally play the SFL. Oh, he catches that. It's going to be a great catch. That had a chance to be an interception. It had a chance to be a caught for a potential gain, a caught for a loss. Instead, it's no gain. 2nd and 10.
Potential for a pick 6 by Ottawa. You'd be forgiven for thinking that green on Annapolis is because they're the Jackson Generals, because that was some Harlem Globetrotters level circus play there.
Jim McFly says that's about 7.5 seconds in the air on that attempt. The previous play, that was a 6-yard carry by Chris Grant Jr., who's a little bit tired right now. 131 rushing, 1 touchdown rushing, 1 receiving touchdown as well. It's 3rd and 4 for the Navigators.
And that's a potential factor. You know, Chris Grant Jr. has done so much for the Ottawa offense, but, you know, it's for the Annapolis offense, excuse me. And it's possible that he might be running out of fuel a little bit here.
Plenty of time. It's about to run out. It does run out. No gain. Could have been a sack, but Brown did the best he could to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tackle looks like that was made by Snack Norris. And, no, sorry, Buster Ramirez. I apologize. It'll be 4th and 4. And that's the first time we're going to see the Navigators not come away with points and have to punt.
Yeah, and that's such a big development for Ottawa. They've been trying to find their rhythm all game, and they got a good offensive drive, almost blocked that punt there, and they're gonna get a huge stop here.
And it'll be returned to the 30-yard line by Davis. Punt was made by Carmichael. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavalry, who scored their first points of the game here in the third quarter with a field goal, but they look to get 6 or potentially 7, on this drive. Joseph Guy Clausen giving suggestions to the Navigators. For the Cavalry. He wants them to throw the ball. Let's see what happens. They will. Swing pass to Salmons, who that pass did ruin his momentum a little bit, but he still was able to get to the 36-yard line for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, and Ottawa again, it's all about confidence and playing the right game psychologically. That first half was rough, but all you can really do is kind of hit the reset button and do the things that you're supposed to do, and things should work out for you if you make those changes.
Salmons, what a spin move! Very BDG Hollywood-like on that carry. A first down for the Cavalry at the 46-yard line. And great job by the O-line, led by Ray Arnold. Good job by the fullback, Robert Ross, opening up that huge lane for Dwayne Salmons to get that first down, be 1st and 10. 3:46 left in the third quarter. Trips formation to the left of McCall. This will be a carry for Salmons. His third straight touch of the drive. This one's for 6 yards, and they'll be, for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 at midfield.
Yeah, and this is where Ottawa's drives have fallen apart. Kind of this game is when they get to midfield, and Annapolis just kind of seems to snap to it, and this is going to be their first test where they kind of have to get across midfield here.
See if they can. This will be another carry for Salmons. 3rd and 4 after a 2-yard gain. He has touched the ball every time in this drive so far.
Yeah, and to be fair, he's done a good job. This second half, really using the power and athleticism to stay on his feet and rack up yardage.
Oh, he got to get rid of the ball. He did not have time. He had favorable matchups with the Niguez and McGee, but he couldn't get the pass off in time. It's now 4th and 4. Let's see. I know that Salmon's on. Okay. They will settle for the punt. Aiden Loft back to punt it away to Goldie Morrison, the two-way player from Jacksonville. And that one close to being blocked. Morrison's been a busy guy so far. He takes it to the 18-yard line. One of the worst starting field positions for the Navigators.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think that's one of the best best outcomes on a punt, besides getting a coffin punt pinned inside the 5. I think that's about the best you can hope for.
We'll see what the Navigators do here on this 1st and 10. It'll be another carry for Chris Grant Jr., who's definitely tired. Gets tackled for a loss. Great job by Dusty Killebrew. And it'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and again, it's just the pressure being sent by Ottawa, really seem to have had a fire lit under them, proverbially, between the first half and the second, just sending so much pressure and blowing up Annapolis's game plan that's worked so well for them.
Here we go. Look like they're about to blitz. The Cavalry look like they're going to blitz. Instead, Chris Grant Jr. goes to the opposite side of where they are heading. It'll be 3rd and 7. And the Cavalry defense starting to look a little bit more frustrated here as we get close to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, bit of an awkward alignment on that blitz too. It kind of looked like the Ottawa defense was lining up for recess on the left side of the play there.
I miss recess. It's been a while.
I do too. We need adult recess.
Yes, we do. Right now, they need an adult pass right here. It's a loss of 3. Great job by the Cavalry defense. Devontae Moore with that tackle for loss. Reception was made by Sutherland, and it'll be another 4th down. So it looks like the defense of the Cavalry has adjusted, potentially shutting out the Navigators here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and that's really where it all starts for Ottawa. You know, Annapolis's offense has been so dominant, and you know, to have a chance, you gotta stop them from running it up more. And to Ottawa's credit, they've done that pretty well so far this half.
And that return by Davis is to the 49-yard line of Annapolis. Last time they had positive, they was on the other side of the field. They was able to get 3 points in this 3rd quarter. We'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 at the 49. Dammons is having a tough go of it, averaging 3 yards a carry. That's his average this season, actually, 3 yards a carry. Split backs for the Cavalry. They're going to fire it down the middle, and it was lucky it wasn't picked off.
Yeah, and
this one is not a favorable matchup, Alden.
Yeah, no, and it's really been so tough for them to throw up the middle because of Annapolis's defense, and again, we're seeing it there, just their ability to cover all these routes up the middle of the field.
And now they go back to the power I. McGee should be the top of the screen here as the receiver, but they're going to hand it off to Salmons. Breaks the first tackle and carries defenders to the 44-yard line for a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 5, a more manageable 3rd down conversion attempt coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And all credit to Dwayne Salmons there for breaking that first tackle and just keeping his legs moving. You know, that's really what he's done so well all game in terms of his running ability, is just breaking unlikely tackles and getting yardage.
Well, we got a pass to the middle, and that was almost incomplete. Not enough muster on that pass, and Ottawa's going to have to settle for a punt.
Yeah, and oh man, and this is just a great job by Annapolis, kind of swatting this one up in the air, trying to set up an interception for anyone else that's in the vicinity. But yeah, as you say, I think this is just going to be out of the range of a field goal for Ottawa. It'd be a very long field goal if they try it.
But instead, they're going to send Aiden Watt out there, see if they can pin them deep, get the Navigators bad field position. 1 minute, 33 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Game still dominated by the Navigators. Morrison decided to let that ball bounce. Wow. And what a great job by number 22 of the Cavalry. Be able to pin them deep. James Bill, usually when I see somebody slide in special teams to down a punt, it usually goes into the end zone for a touchback. Not here.
Yeah, that was smooth. He hit the sprint button and then he hit the B button with the perfect timing. Just slid across the terrain there. And man, Annapolis with their backs against the shadow of their own goalpost.
Dude, not only the shadow of the own goalpost, the shadow of the field too. No gain on that play. Their worst starting field position by far at the 3-yard line. It's now 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and we thought that last punt was impressive.
And Aiden Loft, responsible for that punt, the 6-foot, 190-pounder, non-contract punter, may want to get a contract after this. This swing pass is caught for a 5-yard gain by Kenny Hendricks. And it'll be 3rd and 5 at the 8.
Yeah, and Ottawa just leveraging that punt, just trying to take advantage of Annapolis's anxiety of trying to break past this first down marker.
A very important third down for the Cavalry. Play action pass.
Oh!
Had a chance to be picked off. Great job by Devontae Moore. And the Cavalry could potentially get good field position after this punt coming up.
Yeah, and Devontae Moore making a leap, maybe 20 yards vertical or horizontally leaping across the field to get that swat. And oh my goodness, look how deep Annapolis are punting from inside their own end zone here.
Hopefully they did not get a bad snap. They won't. The punt's underway. Feel it inside the Navigator's 38-yard line. This is by far the best field position for the Cavalry. 18 seconds left in this third quarter. Can the Cavalry turn this drive into points? We'll find out shortly.
Well, it's as we say, Ottawa have struggled to get across the midfield a little bit, but it helps when you don't even have to worry about that. Just start at the 40.
Split backs, two wide receivers to the right of McCall. McCall, short drop, pass to Davis. Sorry, McGee, number 14, for a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the 34. Good start on this opening set of downs. 4-yard gain. This could potentially be the last play of the third quarter, or the last play we just saw could be the last play of the third quarter. We'll see if they can get this play off. They will. Last play of the third quarter. Salmon's got plenty of room to roam. He has the edge. Only one person can stop him. That is Highwind. He does. A great run by Salmons. 14 carries, 71 yards, and he puts Ottawa in a go-to-go situation after that great run.
Yeah, and just this is a fantastic run by Dwayne Salmons. I mean, good blocks up front, but just such a fantastic job to recognize the space on the outside and exploit it. Should have gone all the way, but they'll take that huge gain there, I'm sure.
And that is the end of the third quarter. Put your 4s, 12s, 68s, and 86s up in the chat. The Navigators are up 27-3. As we're about to enter the fourth quarter, you're watching the SFLm on YouTube. First and go at the 4. Huge opportunity for the Cavalry. See if they can cash this in for 7 points. The Salmons get the carry. If he didn't spin, he would have scored a touchdown. Instead, it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1 line.
2nd and goal line to go. I truly have not seen that in years and years. The ball is spotted inside of the end zone almost.
If McCall wants, he can do a QB sneak to the left if he would like. We'll see what happens here. He's going to hand it off to the right. This should... Oh,
the little stutter
the
step.
Hesitation. You said it, Alden. Tackle made by Dietrich. A 2-yard loss, 3rd and goal.
The little stutter step gave Dietrich time to make up his mind there. It almost was almost counter helpful. What's the word for that? It almost hurt him.
Yeah, counterproductive on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
3rd and goal. We'll see if they can get a touchdown here. They'll feed the beast one more time. He breaks the tackle and will score. What a run by Salmons. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of this season. Is now 27-9 Ottawa.
Man, and that has got to be jaw clenching time on the sideline of Ottawa. You see those first 2 plays, first time the ball gets spotted on the goal line, and then that little stutter step sets up 3rd down, but just a great job to stick with it by Dwayne Salmons, and they're able to get points on the board. And don't look now, but this has suddenly become a game here with 10 minutes left in the 4th.
Yeah, this game's not over yet. We'll see what Jacobson do on his extra point. And the kick is on the way, and it's good. It's now 10 for Ottawa, 27 for the Navigators, who yet to score a point here in the second half. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and consistently refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find their perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And right now, that carry by Morrison, that return by Morrison, is to the 28-yard line. And Alden, right now, the Navigators defense has been completely shut out in the second half. I'm sure they like to get points on the board on this possession.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, that's I think the best thing you can do when this other team that's been struggling so much and is making a comeback against you is just put points up on the board, make it harder for them.
And this will be a play action pass by Brown. He'll go to Grant Jr. And once again, Grant Jr. doesn't come up with the catch. He had a similar situation happen earlier in the second half. Earlier in the first half, they came away with no points.
Yeah, and that was a really good throw there. I didn't quite see the number, but one of the defensive linemen on Ottawa got kind of sent flying there, so would have had a lot of space had it connected.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 28. 9:51 left in the game. Brown will step up. It'll be a swing pass to Grant. He makes up for the previous incompletion. Gets 9.5 yards. It'll be 3rd inches.
Yeah, stopped just short by Ottawa. That's a heck of a reaction.
And you see the replay there. Grant Jr. not only make sure he makes the catch, he made sure he wasn't going to fumble the ball.
Oh man, and the teamwork, the teamwork to keep him from crossing the line there.
Yeah, that was by the safeties, both Matt Ryan and J.J. Winfield, but it's now 3rd and inches. Let's see if they can convert this 3rd down. Huge 3rd down opportunity for the defense of the Cavalry. Grant will get the carry, easily gets the 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line as the clock continues to run. That's the worst enemy of the Cavalry.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Annapolis, to their credit, I think that really helps them to get that 1st down there. You know, it's been such a struggle for them in the second half compared to the first, and that's really I think only going to help them getting this 1st down and keeping the clock moving.
Ooh, the Cavalry had a chance to stop Grant Jr. behind the line of scrimmage, but great blocking and great moves by Grant results in a 6-yard carry. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and who knows? You know, Chris Grant Jr. Perhaps has been, you know, play called in a way to sort of let his legs rest, and now we're going to see them, you know, kind of choose some clock, try to get some points on the board here.
And he'll get the carry. He'll be stopped for no gain. Wolf high win with the tackle. Chris Grant Jr. at 143 yards rushing with 4.9 yards per carry. It's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and Dwayne Salmons, I you know, you look at those numbers. Dwayne Salmons also is starting to recover from a rough start here.
That huge gain did lead to points scored by him on the previous possession for Ottawa. This 3rd down is converted. Caught by Quinzel Jones. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of Ottawa.
Now, I believe, is that the first 3rd down conversion of this half for Annapolis?
I believe so.
If it's not the first, it's only one of two. You know, one of 1 or 2 or 3. So this is a much better drive for Annapolis.
Not only is it a much better drive for Annapolis, what it's doing is help melting the clock away. It's now approaching 7 minutes left in the game. That's a 3-yard carry by Grant Jr., 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and that's really the thing to watch, I think, is that it's really becoming a certainty for Ottawa at this point that they're eventually going to have to just go for it, you know, go for an onside kick or, you know, go for 2 points.
No backs in the backfield. They are definitely going to pass. Are the Navigators. Pump fake. Fires to the middle. And that not only had a chance to be caught by June, they also had a chance to be picked off by Morris. Now 3rd and 7.
Yeah, and an aggressive swat though, nonetheless, just making sure that has no chance to be popped up and caught.
And what? Alden starting next month. Romeo June will have the best name in the SFLm. Now, actually, be next week. But right now, it's 3rd and 7. And Brown gets stuffed. And that is Leopold, who gets his first sack of his SFLM career, 4th and 13.
And this is such a huge stop for Ottawa. I mean, Annapolis able to get down the field and run some time off the clock, but they're going to get the ball in pretty decent starting field position, and they could set themselves up to make a comeback here, or at least make an attempt at it anyway.
Here we go. It all starts on this play. Davis fields the punt. Unfortunately, didn't get the blocks needed. He'll be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And in just a couple of days, Sunday evening, the SFL will reveal the season 21 schedule. Join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green, who will be breaking down all the rivalries, all the primetime games, all the twists and turns of every schedule, and so much more. Don't miss out on one of the most fun nights of the offseason, the schedule release show. Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on SFL YouTube. This Sunday, everyone. We got a deep pass to the middle. Caught by Henry McGee. That's the splash play the Navigators needed. It'll be 1st and 10 with 6 minutes left in the game.
Tyreek McCall's longest pass on the season, 52 yards. But oh my goodness, look at this little stutter step on the little tiny mini corner at the top of this route, and just able to create so much space for himself. I mean, my goodness, what an absolute bomb by Tyreek McCall there.
Yeah, McCall caught Nick twice sweeping with that double move to the inside. And that helps Ottawa out. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 36. Play action pass. It'll be a swing pass to Sammons. Great job by McCall avoiding the sack. And this reception is good for 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and following up is really the name of the game for Ottawa. They really cannot afford to make a mistake, but to their credit, they have not made a mistake since they've gotten the ball here.
But what they need in the worst way is a splash play.
Mm-hmm.
They need to score on very soon. But that's a great pass caught by Azame Mihata, the two-way player from Motor City. His first catch of the game. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 48 with 5 minutes left. And that's the bad part. The clock continues to run. Drew really liked the play action pass earlier. Dean Schmidt saying the only defense is in Cobra Kai is more offense. Okay, I see that. But right now, this offense right here is by Sammons. That carry is good for 6 yards, and now they go on hurry up, which I do like.
Yeah, save those timeouts for when it really comes down to the wire. I agree.
Ooh, throw it to your left. Throw it to your left. There they go. Oh! Great closing speed by Will Stern. That pass was a little bit too floaty. If McCall would have put some more mustard on that, that would have been a completed pass.
Yeah, and oh man, that would have been such a dangerous interception, and not only in terms of field position, but just what it would represent to Ottawa's hopes of a comeback.
Bunch formation to the left. For the Cavalry, an important 3rd down. It'll be a deep pass.
Whoa!
Bad throw and bad luck, and that could potentially hurt the Cavalry.
Ooh.
That was a floater.
Yeah, that was end over end. A bit of an unlucky shape to that pass, just kind of wobbled as it came out of his hand, and just unlucky for it to float up, as you say, long enough in the air for Annapolis to get an interception. And with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, I would imagine they're going to try to get a couple first downs here and just try to run this time down.
Yep, the Cavalry's about to see a healthy dose of number 45. A 3-yard gain, but importantly, clock continues to melt. We're just about to hit 4 minutes left in this game. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Man, and Annapolis really have a chance to put put this game away, you know, 2 or 3 first downs, as we say, and, you know, at the very least, can chew away on these Ottawa timeouts.
Yeah, Ottawa needs to turn over in the worst way. Grant gets the carry. What a sidestep. He looked like he's going to have a huge loss, but he does his best to get to the 31-yard line. It's now 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and Ottawa, I mean, again, it's with every second that ticks away, it gets harder for Ottawa, but at the same time, I mean, if they get a stop here, this would be uh, I think the least nice thing you could say is that it's okay field position, and you know you could even argue that it's about the best field position they could hope for, besides you know an interception or a fumble.
Here we go. An important 3rd down for the Cavalry defense. And Grant Jr. just got the first down. That's the worst thing that can happen. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of Annapolis.
Yeah, man, and that is so big for Annapolis. Certainly going to be able to to use up the 2-minute warning, and that is effectively Ottawa's 4th timeout. So they're going to have to use these 3 timeouts efficiently. Get a stop here. First of all, use these 3 timeouts efficiently and march their butts down the field at least twice, possibly 3 times.
As we said before, strange things happen in the SFLm, in the SFL. But trailing by 17 points with just short of 2 minutes left is not a good thing for the Cavalry. They need to force a turnover right now. They don't. That carries a 2-yard gain. That will effectively take us to the 2-minute warning. Thornburg, 6 tackles with 1 for a loss. It'll be 2nd and 8. I know the Navigators probably wish they were scoring points in the second half, but they'll be happy to win 27-10. We'll see what the final score will be. Navigators have a commanding lead. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. With the Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, this is T-Roy Games with Alden Bleeker calling the game. Dominated by the Navigators. And this will be a swing pass to Grant Jr. It'll be 3rd and 4, and that's actually a good thing for the Cavalry because that will stop the clock with 1:56 left.
Yeah, and definitely are going to be happy if they can get a stop here and use you know only one of their timeouts or even use 0 if you know an interception or an out of bounds is the best possible situation for them here. I mean, I think they'll be happy to have 2 timeouts, but they have a potential now to go into this comeback with 3.
But this will be a carry by the backup halfback, Zach Tracer, who was able to get the first down. That has to be deflating for the Cavalry there, seeing the backup get the first down.
Yeah, and that you know, as we say, every second that ticks away is the enemy for Ottawa.
Ottawa now has 2 timeouts left. It'll be 1st and 10 for Annapolis. Tracer is still in the backfield as Grant Jr. is going to give some rest. Tracer will get the call. 1-yard gain, and they now have 1 timeout left, Ottawa. It'll be 2nd and 1. I'm kind of surprised they haven't give Brad Taylor Wright the ball yet in this game. I like to see the fullbacks get some action every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, at least you know, if not, put in some fullback runs, at least establish kind of that 2-level play that makes it harder to guess. You know, you know, show off those fullback plays, so it makes it harder to prepare.
Grant Jr. still taking a well-deserved rest. It'll be 2nd and 9. Great job by Tracer. Be able to avoid a loss there. I will call their final timeout, and it's be 3rd and 7, and anything short of a turnover on this upcoming play is going to hurt Ottawa in the worst way.
Yeah, I mean, it's still possible if they get a punt and then score and then get an onside kick and then score and then get an onside kick and then score, but it's as you say, stranger things have happened, but not many.
And Tracer Doesn't get a yard, but the clock continues to run, which is the best friend of the Navigators. Navigators look like they're going to go through the second half without scoring a point. They did all their damage in the first half, scoring 27 unanswered points. Ottawa came back with 10. They're going to need 17 more. Let's see if they got a punt return in them. Davis will be back to return this punt. Good job by the Navigators, melting as much clock as possible before they snap the ball. And Davis fields it and gets destroyed at the 15-yard line by the backup tight end, Shane Cook of the Navigators. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cavalry. And they're going to have to get a splash play right now. 2 wide receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side. Split backs for McCall. Of course, the Navigators going to back up. This will be the pass to the top of the screen to McGee for a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 7. He goes out of bounds, so the clock will stop at 52 seconds.
Yeah, and this has really been, a complete display by Ottawa by Annapolis on offense, and Ottawa were able to show some things in the second half. Show that Tyreek McCall and Dwayne Salmons, are certainly worth, so some of the hype that's starting to generate around them. But it's really was just a great job to hold on by Annapolis.
Yeah, great job by Annapolis defense to hold on. That had a chance to be a huge splash play. McGee couldn't come up with it after the deflection. That would have been huge. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 7. I remember seeing, I believe, Kendra Hall make a great play after a deflection. And I think she was playing for Vancouver at the time and took it to the house seasons ago. Right now, it's 3rd and 7. Out route is completed for a 5-yard gain by Iniguez. It'll be 4th and 2. They're definitely going to have to go for it here. If they don't convert, the game is over.
Yeah, and really make or break for Ottawa. This is their last chance, period.
This could be the ball game. Shotgun formation for McCall. Salmon sidecar left of McCall. 4th and 2. It'll be a out route that's caught for a 1st down by McGee. He just got past the sticks. Only the booth can challenge that. It'll be 1st and 10.
I was gonna say that's a bit of a generous call, but yeah, it's nobody on the sideline can change it.
Yep. And the booth will not review it. It's under 2 minutes, so there's no more challenges for the Navigators. 2 and 2 for McCall. 4 wide receiver set. As he gets a short step, and we have a penalty.
That might be pass interference.
That could be. We'll see what the ref says.
Pass interference.
It is. And it's pass interference. Cavalry accepts. It'll be an automatic 1st down. Mike Ashley. I know he didn't want to give that up, but he definitely let the Navigators down that pass interference.
Yeah, and in Ottawa, I mean, this game is over, mathematically as a contest, but Ottawa is still playing for pride, still playing for stats, and you gotta respect that everyone that's on the field with you has earned the right to be here.
Here we go, 1st down 10. It'll be passed to the middle, caught. Now the problem is they have no timeout, so they have to hurry up. Pass is caught by Ryan Davis. They quickly get back to the line, but I know the clock is melting away. 20 seconds left in the game. Actually, 21 seconds after that spike. It'll be 2nd and 10. And Joseph Guy Clausen's telling the backups going to have to do laps at practice.
It's reminding me of playing soccer in my rec league and having to do sprints back and forth from the halfway line. Yeah, and really, I think it's a testament to how Annapolis have really kind of conducted themselves this season. Playing as a team and working to build themselves up as a unit rather than focusing selfishly on any one particular player or even one particular aspect. And we see that here it really paid dividends for them. The fact that they're so multi-dimensional, the fact that they're so able to, if you're able to stop one aspect of their game, if you're able to slow down the run game. Oh, by the way, Michael Brown is still able to set up his receivers. And oh yeah, and by the way, also Annapolis is able to get interceptions and just smother you on defense. So it's really been a complete performance by Annapolis. And while it'll be a bit of a confidence builder for Ottawa, this is the first game that they've lost this season by more than a possession, and they're really going to be trying to look to see what they can do to get off of the skids so far, with the remainder of this season.
And they going for it all. Hail Mary formation. Will the call get the pass off? He throws it away. That's a head scratcher, and that will be the ball game. I'm kind of surprised he threw it away there.
Yeah. I mean, instinct takes over in situations like this. I guess is really all you can chalk it up to. It's a bit of a head scratcher.
And the Navigators will get off the schneid. Improve to 3-1. While Ottawa still will be looking for their first win of the season. That will be the final play of this game. And congratulations to the Navigators. Improving to 3-1. They get the win. It's 27-10 here in Annapolis, Maryland. And the offense of the Navigators did all their damage in the first half, scoring 27 unanswered points. And the offense then took the rest of the half off. The defense only surrendered 10 points in the second half to come away with the 17-point victory, Alden.
Well, yeah, and just look at this improvement by Ottawa. We were talking about how lopsided that first half was going into halftime. 3 times the possession by Annapolis or Annapolis, I should say, had 3 times the possession of Ottawa in the first half, and the numbers were appropriately lopsided too. But Ottawa, pulling those statistics back even, you wouldn't really know to look at this box score just how dominant Annapolis were in the first half. And as much as it's easy to say Monday morning quarterback, well, yeah, this was a 3 possession win ultimately for Annapolis. There were times in the second half where it very easily could have turned into an Ottawa comeback, but Annapolis just able to impose their will on Ottawa, able to dictate the tempo, the pace, and Annapolis just able to do everything that they want to do here basically tonight.
And let's look at the player of the game, and it's, of course, Chris Grant Jr. with over 200 yards of total offense, 158 on the ground with 1 rushing touchdown, and 52 through the air as a receiver out of the backfield, 1 receiving touchdown. For the commissioner, Cameron Irvine, and Alden Bleeker as my color commentator, this is T. Roy Gaines. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Please stay tuned. There's more SFL action coming up.